What's up, guys? Welcome to today's video. Hope you guys are all having a great day so far. So as you guys can tell from the title and the thumbnail of this video, I'm going to be talking about my new car, the 2018 RWS Audi R8. I'm going to give you guys just basically a full walkthrough, obviously the financials of it, what I bought it for, what my loan amount is, all of that kind of stuff, and then talk about some of the features, things I like and things I dislike about the car, why I bought it, and all that kind of stuff. So without further ado, let's flip the camera around and get into it. For those of you guys that have been following me for a couple years now, this is my second, I would say, higher end car, or my first supercar, I guess you can say. I had the 2016 Mercedes-Benz AMG GTS in a solar beam yellow exactly 2 years ago when I was, I believe, 26 or 27. I had bought that car. I sold it around a year later, and I just stuck with my Tesla for the last 2 years, or about a year and a half now. Not necessarily to like save money or anything. I just didn't have really a desire to get another car besides the Tesla. I am now almost 30 years old. I'm 29 and a half years old, and a big goal of mine when I first started buying rental properties was to own a supercar before I turned 30. So that's a reason why I kind of pulled the trigger on this specific car. Now, before we get into it, this is not like my dream car. I don't know if you guys have heard me talk about it before, but the Lamborghini Huracan is my actual dream car. I absolutely love this car, no complaints whatsoever. I'm extremely grateful that I'm able to kind of buy myself this as a gift for my 30th birthday, if you can say that. But this is not like my end goal or my dream car. I still have a lot of progress to make and goals to hit in terms of supercars and just life in general, but this is extremely satisfying right now. And I still do have my 2021 Tesla Model 3, and I love that car. This car is just kind of a weekend car for me right now. So now that we got that out of the way, I bought this about a week and a half ago from another YouTuber named Eddie X, and this is the 2018 RWS spec, which is one of 999. I believe around 350 of these specific Audis were delivered to the United States. And you can tell kind of why it's an RWS. This used to have like a stripe going across the entire car, but I actually do not prefer the red stripe. It looks a lot better now that it's not on the hood or the back part of it, but I was going to remove that. There is a layer of PPF over it, which means if I wanted to remove the protective film, that would really be the only way I can remove this stripe. And the protective film I'm going to leave on, so no intentions to remove any of that. But when I bought this car, I pretty much bought it as it looks. The wheels came with it. I don't know the exact, I don't know if you guys want to care. I heard they're really, really nice wheels, like upwards of $10,000. I did not buy these wheels. I really was fine with the stock ones, but now I'm becoming more fond of them. I absolutely love them. So that was like a nice little thing that was involved. And on top of that, I did get the stock wheels and tires as well, so they're in my garage right now. So that's a good selling point when I go to sell this. But besides that, everything was pretty much left. What I did to this car was I tinted it like 5% and then 50% on the front, so there's no way you can see into this car even in the sunlight. I just prefer the privacy, to be honest, and less sunlight in my face, and it just not as hot in the car. And then I also added this carbon fiber wing to it. I am a huge fan of the wing. I think the Audi R8 specifically without a wing just doesn't complete the car. So this was, I got it half off because there's a small defect near the screw, which you can't even tell when it's on. So I think I got it for $1,300. And then I also lowered it on H&R springs, which I wasn't really planning on doing much to it, but the guy that added the wing to my car had an extra pair of springs for the Audi, so we ended up throwing those on for like $700, and I think completes the look perfectly. It fits it really, really well. And it's not super low too. That's a huge thing I like about this car. My driveway kind of has a steep curb, and I for sure thought that I was gonna have to get a ramp to get into my driveway, but I haven't scraped this car once, maybe because I'm so used to driving my business partner's twin turbo Huracan, which has the lift kit broken, and it's so freaking low to the ground, it scratches everything. But I haven't had any issues with any sort of bumps in the road yet or getting into my driveway. No scrapes whatsoever on the car. But yeah, this is the exterior. I don't know if you guys want to see the back of it too. And also the previous owner, he took incredible care of the car, as you guys will see. Like, this guy took, and like, it looks like a brand new car. It doesn't look like it's 5 years old. But he also added a titanium exhaust, which turns blue when it's freaking hot, and it sounds so freaking good. I'm gonna show you guys the sound of it, or let you guys hear it. And that's one thing that I really wanted when I was going to buy an Audi, because the stock exhausts just do not sound good. It sounds like an just too quiet. So that right there saved me about $7,000. These wheels were pretty pricey, as I said. Not that I would have bought ones anyways, but I would have for sure had to have gotten an exhaust and a wing on any Audi. So now we're gonna go inside the car. This is the key, by the way. It's the exact same key as the Lamborghini Huracan. It's really basic. It's the same key as any other Audi besides the logo on the back of it. The Lamborghini key has Lamborghini written on it, but I'm not a fan of the key at all. Like, if you get a Ferrari, it's a giant red key that just completely stands out. Now, I do like this little key slot. You tuck it in there. If it falls out of my pockets all the time, so that's a good little spot to keep it. Sorry, it's 100 degrees, so I'm gonna leave my car door open right now so I don't overheat. It's too loud with the car on. It's red interior though. I didn't really care too much about the interior, but now that I'm in it, I do like the red pops. It matches with the red caliper, and it matches with the red stripe up front that I didn't remove. And it's very simple, which is one thing that I like. It's got 3 knobs up here. It's got a little bit of controls down here, which I never touched these at all so far. Everything I control is on the steering wheel, and then there's just one digital dash. No dashboard in the center whatsoever. And as you guys can see, it's one of 999. That doesn't mean it was the first one of the 999. It's just one of them. Now, comparing it to the Lamborghini Huracan, the performance is, my business partner had a twin turbo. It does not compete. Performance wise, this car honestly is not anything special. I've been in much faster cars, not trying to like brag or anything, because I didn't own any of them, but I'm just saying, like, from a performance standpoint, I'm not like a huge fan of it, but I really don't care about the performance of a car. I'm not a guy to go and try to add an extra 20 horsepower to it. I really could care less about the power. It's still really fast, but not comparable to like the McLaren or anything like that. Now, another thing I absolutely love about this car, it's probably one of my favorite things, and it just outperforms the Lamborghini all day long, is the just the practicality of it. There's a lot less buttons, and the speakers. These speakers are so freaking good. When I was driving the Lamborghini, it sounded like it was playing music from my phone. Those speakers are just nothing in those Huracans, at least the 2021s, I believe. But these are 2018 speakers, and they sound so freaking good. Pretty much the best sounding speakers, stock speakers, that I've ever seen or heard in a car. Now we're gonna move on to some of the things that I dislike about it. One thing is this freaking cup holder right here. It is just super frustrating when you have a cup. This thing doesn't slide all the way back, or doesn't even tuck in. I feel like they could have pushed it all the way back here, but it's just a little bit annoying having this up, and I feel like I don't want to like put my elbow here because I'm gonna like bend it the wrong way and break it. It just feels a little bit fragile. Another thing that I dislike, a very small complaint, is this panic button is so freaking close to the unlock button that sometimes I'm trying to unlock it from my pocket, which I actually do quite often. I'll end up hitting this panic button, and then it makes quite a bit of noise, and then I have to pull it out of my pocket and figure it out. So I just wish this was maybe on the back side of it, or a little bit less accessible to touch every single time. But yeah, you can feel like you don't have to, it's visual, it's non-visual if you want to lock the car, because you can kind of feel the embossment right here, but then you get down to this section of the key and you pretty much have to look at it to make sure you're touching the right button, or you're going to open the frunk up on it or hit the panic button accidentally. Okay, so now that's out of the way. This car has 14,569 miles, by the way. We are going to turn it on and you guys can hear it. So let's open the door for this. Sorry about that, it's so freaking hot outside. So I'm gonna wrap up this video. Overall, I am extremely happy with this car. I'm extremely happy with how it sounds, with how it looks. As bad as it sounds, the attention it gets, because honestly, a reason why I bought this car is to help create content. I do a lot of my business on social media, so like having a nice car like this truly does help business, and it was a proof of concept when I had my AMG GTS. So it's not only I get to enjoy it, but I also get to use it from a business aspect as well, which kind of justifies and makes me feel a little bit better about making a purchase like this. So you guys will see hopefully a little bit more content with this car. If you guys have any questions or want any specific videos on the Audi R8, let me know. I'm happy to film it for you guys. But like I said, not my dream car. I feel like I got a decent deal on it, so I pulled the trigger. I bought this car for $137,000 with the extra set of wheels onto it, with the stock exhaust. Not that I'm ever gonna need that thing. And basically in the condition that it's in, like there's not one blemish in this car whatsoever. Everything is just in pristine condition. So I'm very glad. I'm the third owner now on this car. The previous owner, Eddie X, had it for I believe 2 years, put a couple thousand miles on it, and then the other owner obviously bought it original. So I feel like from a resale standpoint, I still have some wiggle room on it. I don't think I'm gonna make any money on it, but if I can drive this around, put 5,000-10,000 miles on it and sell it for a slight loss down the road, and enjoy it at the same time, I think I'll have an ROI from the business perspective on it and just get to enjoy a supercar. And my down payment, I financed 35% of it, so I believe I have a loan of like $95,000 on it at 7.5%. Rates right now are insane. I ended up putting down 40-something thousand and change to buy this car, and it was shipped to me. So yeah, I think like the plan is to, now that I have $50,000, I have $50,000 into this specific car. My Tesla is also paid off, so my monthly payment with like in general for cars is $1,550 for this, $250 for insurance. I'm about $90 a week in gas depending on how much I drive it, so I'm over $2,000 a month added on to my monthly expenses because of this car. But like I said, I wanted to reward myself, and I think it will pay itself off. So now that I have $50,000 tied up into this car, I think the goal would be is like a couple years, next year, who knows, just sell this car, roll that 50K back into another car, and hopefully be able to get my Lamborghini Huracan soon comfortably, like be comfortable with owning it, not having to worry about putting miles on it. Because at the end of the day, like these things are a depreciating asset, and if you don't want to worry about having to like restrict yourself from driving this thing every single day. Like I've been driving it to the gym every single day, and I'm still comfortable with it. The last thing I want to do is buy a Huracan or buy a car and stress about how many miles I'm putting on it because of the depreciation of it. So I want to get to a point where I just truly don't care and just enjoy the car, drive it around, put the miles on it, and then sell it later and not even blink an eye. Thank you guys so much for the support. As always, you guys have been freaking incredible. I appreciate everything for however long you guys have been following me. Please drop a like. It would really help the channel out, and let me know what you guys want to see next. Real estate videos, of course, but if you guys want to see any more car videos, I'm happy to film it.